Hey, this is Carlos GGS. Welcome back for another little quick lick. A little something you can throw into, again, spice up your playing, make it a little bit fresh, a little bit more zesty. Little lick. It actually comes from something I remember, I think I learned the first time from an old Iron Maiden tune or a solo they did way back when, but it's very easy to you can basically take this lick and change it into anything you want, just following the routine pattern. Let me show it to you really quickly. Again, we're in A minor, and we're going for we'll start at the 5th fret just so you can see how it works from here, and then you can move it around pretty much anywhere. And I encourage you to take all these licks I teach and, yes, move them around to get the maximum versatility and fretboard knowledge. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the 5th fret on the B string with an upstroke. And this is going to be different because we want to get the pattern right here of the picking to make it very fluid. And then we're going to go to the E string on the 5th fret, 7th fret, and 8th fret as we alternate through the sequence. So you can see what I'm doing there. I'm hammering on from the 5th to the 7th and hammering on from the 5th to the 8th. And you can go in any direction you like. I always encourage you to randomize these things a little bit because you don't want to sound too patterned. You start to sound a little bit sterile. You want to vary things up as much as possible. You can go up, you can go down, you can alternate, and you can do the same things at the same time. So there you go, a little quick lick you can throw in there. Again, you just do any pattern you like. I'm basically bridging the B and E strings at the 5th fret. And you can even throw in the 8th fret on the B string to give it a little bit more spice too. Throw a little blues note and you got yourself a pretty interesting little sequence. Do with that as you will, but that pattern is really good because it's versatile and it can move around the neck. One thing I want to caution you, be careful about putting too much pressure by bridging these two strings back here. You don't want to expend energy doing this. It should be a very light and delicate touch. If you can, alternating your first finger across like this is also a good idea to give yourself some dexterity, because if you start to lock your finger, this was a mistake I made early on, and lock your finger down here to make this riff work, when it comes time to shift, your hand has to relax, move, and retense again, and that's not a good thing. You want to stay as loose as possible. And that's a good way to make sure that you have the right touch to it, is about the same pressure you would if you were playing an arpeggio across those particular strings. So there you go, little riff you can use, throw it in, work it around. It's nice because it's very melodic. It has that pattern to it that feels kind of arpeggiated, but at the same time very interesting because there's so many different places you can go with it. You know, try it with the flatted 5th for a bluesy emphasis. Try it with higher octaves. Go higher and wider if you have the ability with your fingers and you're stretched enough. You can go with a much wider degree, a much wider gap between the notes, and it always sounds much more interesting to the ear as well. Hope you enjoyed this little riff. If you enjoyed it, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. You'll see the URL right here on the video itself. Go to GuitarGodSecrets.com and get yourself on my newsletter because I got some really cool stuff coming up there, and I don't want you to miss it. So subscribe to the newsletter, subscribe to this channel, and please, by all means, leave a comment, like or dislike if you don't like it. But hey, tell me what it is you do want if you do want it. Okay? This is Carlos GGS. Play to live, live to play. I'll be talking again soon.